How's it going, everyone? It's Gavin from Balls to You, and again I'm back with part 2 of investments, or investment ball pythons, or investing in breeding, whatever you guys want to call it. I'm back, part 2. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone who attended the Balls to You breeders meeting over in Banbury. It was absolutely an awesome day, really loved it. The food was fantastic, the location was amazing, and the people were just absolutely awesome. Thanks to Gary for helping organise that from Boys Balls as well. Really do appreciate it, mate. Thank you. So let's talk about the investment side of the equipment. Last video I talked about the snake side of things, and hopefully that kind of made sense. But again, I'll put a link up above somewhere for you guys. If you haven't watched it, go back, watch it, and then watch this. So let's talk about investment side of equipment. So back in the day when we started off, we were keeping snakes in glass tanks and vivariums. We had some type of success with some species, but with ball pythons, which is what we're talking about, we found it was a 50-50 mix. Okay, keeping a ball python in a vivarium didn't always work out the way we hoped. And that's why back in the day they had a reputation of being quite a rubbish snake. Little did we know, actually it was down to the breeders, us or the keepers, that were keeping them wrong. And a lot of breeders then sort of went on to the rack systems. This is when I learnt about rack systems, and then I actually learnt about the species. The species of this particular snake, the ball pythons, predominantly live underground in Africa, and when the people go out and look for these beautiful animals, they actually dig up termite mounds and all sorts of rodent burrows to see if the snakes are there. So these animals prefer small, dark places. They don't like a big open wide space, and that's why as a breeder, when we use the racking system works fantastic for this species. Obviously we wouldn't use it on something like a retic or a Burmese python, anything like that, but for this species this is absolutely spot on. So let's talk about the rack systems. So here in the UK we didn't have, or we still don't have, many rack manufacturers. We have to import majority of our rack systems. So back in the day there wasn't anything we could really buy here in the UK as such. There was a couple of old-fashioned racks, but before that basically we sort of had to make our own racks, and that for me was very I actually enjoyed it, you know. I quite enjoy making stuff and this and the other. So we made our own melamine racks, and they were absolutely fine for years and years. But again, melamine rack with the tubs will probably cost you around about £300, give or take some. The next best thing you could buy was basically a second-hand vision rack, or a second-hand rack in general. Some of those were Win racks and Euro racks. The businesses come and go. Vision is obviously still going. Vision racks, second-hand, still fetch decent money. So basically what I'm trying to say is there's plenty of racks out there, professional racks. This is my first, what I class to be my professional rack. This is my very first professional rack, even though to me and a lot of breeders around the world, the visions are fantastic. I've got one, I've just got rid of a few. The vision racks for me are absolutely fantastic, and these racks here have served me very, very well. But it's all about evolving, and we're not talking always evolving pythons, Miguel. We're talking about us as breeders, you know. It's an investment stage, okay? When you go out and you buy a rack, it is an investment. The equipment to keep these beautiful animals is an investment. Building your own incubator is an investment. You know, buying an ultrasound machine is an investment. Buying the racks is an investment, okay? And again, as the snakes, if you don't know how to breed snakes, the best racks in the world ain't going to do it for you. You have to learn it for yourself, and you have to learn how to breed ball pythons. And the only way you're going to do that is through time, patience and experience. So what I'm basically trying to say is, if you are going to go out and start breeding ball pythons, don't be too quick to turn down those melamine racks, as they will probably serve you very well and go many years, you know, using the melamine racks. A lot of professional breeders now, you know, when you look back at their old videos, people like Marcus Jane over at Marcus Jane Reptiles, and obviously you've got Justin Kabelka, you know, you look at a lot of those old videos, you'll see handmade racks or you know, plastic racks that have been made purposely to house snakes. Everyone started somewhere, guys. And over the years, they're able to make that little bit of money to put back and invest, okay, back into their collection or back into their hobby, where they've been able to go out and buy those professional racks. So if you are going to get into this, guys, just think about where you want to go. You know, start off steady, work your way up. Every dollar or every pound you put into this hobby is an investment, okay? So when we talk about investment, please understand on every level that it doesn't, we're not talking about, or I'm not talking about £1,000 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. You know, we're talking about any amount of money you put in is an investment, and that's if you want to get something back out of it, okay? So learn the species you're working with, learn the equipment, soft stuff like scales, weighing scales, you know, food. We've gone into it before, you know, we spoke about the food to feed your animals. I've seen too many people, you know, go out and go on a buying spree, and they end up with like 30 or 50 animals, and then they've got to feed those animals every week, week in, week out, month in, month out, year round, and it becomes expensive. You know, some of the bigger breeders out there, you know, they probably spend, I want to say, probably round about £2,000 a week to a month. You know, so if you've got, you know, if you think about it, guys, if they've got 2,000 animals at their facility, we're talking £1 a week. Yeah, so if you've got 2,000 animals, potentially most of them will feed every week. That's £2,000 a week that some of these big breeders have to fork out for their rodents. So it's not cheap, okay? So always think about that. Like I said, you know, take your time, work out what you want to work with, and just slowly grow into your hobby, okay? Grow into your breeding. Take your time. And again, like I said, you know, I had my melamine racks for years. I then upgraded to some vision racks, and some of the racks I've actually still got, I've had for like you know, over 5 years now, and I'd like to change them. But again, like I said, it's just that evolving stage, you know, taking your time, reinvesting. This is again my new rack, which I've got a video coming out. That's the ARS 1065 rack, which I've done a bit of a video on, which I will release shortly. So I hope this helps, guys. Again, take your time. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comment boxes below. If I can help, I will. And if you haven't already, please go back and check back some of my earlier videos regarding building, you know, a cheaper alternative of a snake rack, or I'll try and link it up above somewhere. Okay, hope this helps, guys. I hope this kind of makes sense. Again, appreciate all your support, love and respect you all, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.